have found a terrestrial planet orbiting Proxima Centauri. It's the nearest exoplanet we will ever find because it's the nearest star to the Sun.
The James Webb Space Telescope, in its ever-deepening journey into the cosmos, has once again shattered expectations with a discovery that seems more like science fiction than astronomical observation. In an astonishing development, Webb detected a signal of light that bears all the hallmarks of artificial illumination, sourced from a planetary system located approximately 7 trillion miles away, over 1,000 light-years from Earth. While it has been monitoring the universe for galaxies in their embryonic state and peering through clouds of gas to uncover the formation of stars, this detection stands out for one reason above all. The light pattern mirrors the intensity and frequency modulation characteristic of urban nightscapes on Earth. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. The telescope's NIRCam and MIRI instruments, designed to capture faint infrared signatures from some of the coldest and most distant objects in space, recorded a rhythmic pulse of light emanating from a terrestrial-sized planet orbiting a midlife star. At first, scientists suspected it might be a pulsar, a rapidly spinning neutron star, or even a lensing artifact created by gravitational interference. But closer analysis ruled out natural causes. What remained was an almost unthinkable alternative: the possibility of artificial illumination on a planetary surface akin to city lights seen from orbit. What made this light signature so unique wasn't just the regularity of its pulse or the scale of its intensity, but the spectrum it occupied. The light exhibited sharp dips and climbs over regular intervals, mimicking the on-off cycles of structured electrical grids. Furthermore, its spectral analysis revealed temperature consistencies far too precise and localized to be geological or purely atmospheric. They resembled the thermal patterns of energy consumption on Earth, especially in large urban sprawls, where human activity clusters into luminous concentrations visible from the stratosphere. This particular exoplanet, located in a system previously dismissed as barren, now commands the full attention of astronomers across the globe. While Webb wasn't designed specifically to detect signs of extraterrestrial technology, its unprecedented sensitivity makes it possible to observe phenomena that no other instrument has been capable of seeing. In this instance, it captured the curious illumination from a nighttime hemisphere of the planet, an anomaly given that the star itself was not casting light on that region at the time. The only logical conclusion left on the table: the light had to be generated locally, perhaps by a civilization capable of engineering vast systems of energy infrastructure. Such an implication touches on one of the most profound questions humanity has ever asked. Are we alone in the universe? For centuries, we've speculated, theorized, and fantasized about intelligent life beyond our solar system. But nothing compares to the potential evidence of a society advanced enough to manipulate its planetary environment in such a visible and organized way. Urban lighting, something we take for granted every time we fly over a metropolis or look at satellite images of Earth, could now be the very clue that hints at parallel development on a distant world. What's particularly compelling is the nature of the light curve detected. Unlike the consistent solar reflections typical of natural bodies, this light varied in intensity at different latitudes, suggesting a concentration of activity along the planet's equatorial belt. This too mirrors Earth's own developmental patterns, where civilizations flourish in temperate zones. The equator, offering ideal climate conditions and energy stability, naturally becomes the cradle of large-scale infrastructure. To see a similar distribution elsewhere opens up an entirely new way of thinking about how intelligence might adapt to planetary systems across the galaxy. Additionally, the detection coincided with an orbital rotation that revealed dark patches on the daylit side of the planet, areas devoid of reflectivity, which may indicate massive regions covered by advanced energy harvesting technology or structures intentionally designed to manage or absorb stellar radiation. If the night side is glowing and the day side appears unusually absorptive, the civilization may be engaged in planetary scale engineering, managing power on a level that suggests not just survival, but deliberate strategic growth. Scientists from multiple observatories have begun reanalyzing data previously dismissed as noise or unexplained interference. What Webb has done is not just observe a strange anomaly, but open the door to an entirely new class of observational astronomy, the search for artificial light. If urban illumination can be detected across interstellar distances, it shifts the parameters of the Drake equation, the probabilistic argument used to estimate the number of advanced civilizations in our galaxy. We now have a new factor to consider, not just radio emissions or techno-signatures like satellites and atmospheric chemicals, but the far-reaching glow of civilizations living through their own industrial and post-industrial ages. The technology required to detect such light is immense, but even more staggering is the implication that the civilization responsible for creating it must be at least as advanced as ours, perhaps even significantly more so. For light pollution to escape a planet's atmosphere and still register in Webb's sensors across such a vast expanse of space, the source must be widespread and intense. On Earth, the global illumination footprint has grown exponentially with urbanization. If that trend is mirrored on this planet, we may be witnessing the rise of a planetary society undergoing its own industrial revolution, or possibly a mature society using refined, efficient energy practices on a scale far beyond ours. Another compelling layer to this discovery lies in the light's modulation over time. Webb's extended observation revealed a temporal rhythm that suggested cycles, peaks and troughs corresponding potentially to the planet's seasons or societal activities like power curfews, coordinated events, or even rest periods. These variations were not chaotic, but followed a discernible pattern, as if responding to internal needs or regulations. Such control indicates planning, governance, or at the very least, a centralized system of energy distribution. Though no direct visual imagery can be resolved from that distance, the mathematical and spectral data itself is a treasure trove of potential interpretations. One scenario posits that this planet's civilization might be undergoing its own digital revolution, where the intensity of light matches the density of data infrastructure. If illuminated zones correlate with network grids, the glow detected might not just represent physical lighting, but the radiance of data processing centers, communication hubs, and energy-intensive technological applications. The discovery also reignites interest in exoplanetary habitability studies. Previously, much of the effort in finding life beyond Earth focused on biosignatures, chemical traces like oxygen, methane, and water vapor. While still critical, these biological markers are difficult to detect and often ambiguous. But light, especially in the organized, intentional form seen here, is unmistakably synthetic when it presents itself outside natural boundaries. This could mean that the detection of urban lighting becomes a cornerstone of the next generation of space telescopes and exploration missions. Moreover, the societal implications are vast. If intelligent life exists and is producing visible artificial light, the ethical and philosophical questions surrounding humanity's role in the cosmos become unavoidable. Should we attempt to make contact? Should we remain silent and observe? Does their visible light suggest a readiness to be seen, or is it merely an unintentional signature, much like how Earth's own glow might be perceived from afar? These questions, once reserved for speculative fiction, now demand serious consideration. From a technical standpoint, the success of Webb in identifying such a signature also marks a triumph in engineering and foresight. When the telescope was first designed, its mission was aimed at deep time, looking back to the formation of the first galaxies. But the capacity to detect something so immediate and localized, such as the artificial glow of a distant world, reveals a new frontier for infrared astronomy. The power of this observation lies not just in its discovery, but in its potential to guide future missions. Instruments might now be tailored to search not only for life's chemical footprints, but its electrical and infrastructural expressions. This moment also reshapes the criteria for evaluating potentially habitable worlds. No longer is it sufficient to look solely at atmospheric composition or orbital distance from a star. Now, the focus widens to include time of day emissions, energy distribution across planetary surfaces, and even socio-environmental patterns that affect illumination. A world with no detectable biosignatures might still harbor civilization if it glows in the dark. As the data continues to be parsed and verified, one cannot help but imagine the view from that planet's surface, a sprawling landscape illuminated not by nature but by thought, culture, and cooperation. Roads, structures, energy grids, perhaps even art installations casting patterns into the sky all contribute to the chorus of photons that now echo across the stars. In this sense, light becomes more than illumination. It becomes a message, a fingerprint, a revelation of consciousness expanding through the dark. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on Webb seeing urban lights? Will it confirm alien cities? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.